jobs and take care of our people. And again, what do we want? And when do we want that?
Now.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, give it up for Miss Pamela Wynn. Now we're going to try this again. We're going to try this again. Y'all ready? What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
All right, y'all did a little better that time. It's warming up out here. It's a beautiful day. And we are going to be in the best of spirits because we are here for such a great cause. At this time, don't judge me. All right. At this time, I'm going to give you 3 lines to introduce our next artist. You ready? Peabody Award winning poet. Who is who? Black Atlanta. HBO Deaf Poetry. None other than Abyss. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
What's good, people? How y'all doing? What do we want?
Return the vote.
When we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
My name is Abyss, and I'm about to donate my art here for the cause. Follow me. Whoa! What's that in the air? Gunpowder. Hey, it's like I really don't care. Gunpowder. Hey, I said, what's that in the air? Gunpowder. It's like I really don't care. Gunpowder. Hey, it's like the powers that be done lost their grip. And you're not above the law, Palmer wants a kiss. They got the riot gear, they pumping a black fist. They don't walk a sleeping giant, we madder than what? Hey, what's that in the air? Gunpowder. Hey, it's like they really don't care. Gunpowder. Hey, I said, what's that in the air? Gunpowder. It's like they really don't care. Check it. They kill our sons before they get a chance to share. Kill our dream so we can't expand our mind. Taught me old English. Pulling out a Newport. It used to be sky's the limit. Now life's too short. Much of this is self-inflicted excuses. Piss poor. Addicted to this chicken. I wish I ate fish more. What's that in the air, y'all? Gunpowder. Hey, you know, it's like they really don't care. Gunpowder. Hey, I said, what's that in the air? Gunpowder. Hey, it's like they really don't care. Gunpowder. I was born on the east side, city of motors. We going to so hard, we gonna need rotors. All the air said, don't do that stuff to their shoulders. We can walk like giants on the tops of their shoulders. Skill a hard knock when they bought it in bogus. They got a black heat cause where we stay at colder. Hey, so work a 9 to 5, work my 16. You got to be nice when your flow is mean. I took the minimum and I went extreme. These are Malcolm X gangs by any means. And chasing your vision, we pushing your dream. They call it underground, we seeing it mainstream. Headed from a mission, they labeled it pipe dreams. So we gave them a light, sun rays, the moon beam. That's day and night, we moving like light beams. If you're not enlightened, they're turning to sightseeing. Just a glimpse of the Kendrick, tapping to my Anna Hendrix. I'm just a messenger, only right I send it. What's that in the air, yeah? Gunpowder. Hey, it's like they really don't care. Gunpowder. One more again. What's that in the air? Gunpowder. Hey, it's like they really don't care. Gunpowder. That's my one time. What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
That's my time. I'm this.
Yes, sir.
Restore these votes.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right, all right. All right, we done yell. What do we want? When do we want it? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now.
I almost got caught up just then. All right, so I was looking for Commissioner Abdul Rahman, but maybe she hasn't arrived yet. So we're gonna move forward. So our next speaker is none other than my very good friend, my traveling friend. Let me find my notes. I don't really need the notes, but I want to be on point. All right, Miss Paige Dukes is a communications associate with the Southern Center for Human Rights, where she writes about the effects of incarceration and advocates for accurate media representation. She works to amplify the voices of incarcerated women, trans and queer people, and formerly incarcerated first-time voter, petitioned the court to terminate her probation so she could register to vote, and voted a second time in this year's Senate runoff election. Without further introduction, Miss Paige Dukes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you to Iman for inviting me to speak and for inviting all of us to come out here today to be together and to demand our right to vote. I spent 10 years in maximum security women's prisons in the state of Georgia, all of my 20s. As a young kid, when I went in, came out a very different person. And even though I was working and I was going to school and I was paying taxes, paying fines and fees, I very much felt this lack of my full citizenship. Couldn't vote in many elections. And then this year, in the summer, when the protests were in full swing over the death of George Floyd and so many other black people, I felt fear to go out and protest and to use my First Amendment rights because there was a curfew and I knew if I went to jail I was going back to prison. And so I petitioned the court to terminate my probation. I wasn't supposed to get off until 2022, but because I had been on probation for 3 years, I had gone on unsupervised. I had no PO, wasn't paying any fees. I had no tangible proof that I was on probation, but I still didn't have these rights. So it worked out. I petitioned the court and a judge ordered that my probation be terminated in October, just in time for me to register to vote. And so I got to vote twice in this historic election. But what's different? What's different between now and a few months ago? Am I morally superior? Am I morally superior than my sister Karima and all of my other sisters and brothers who cannot vote? This language of moral turpitude is left over from the Jim Crow South, like so many of Georgia's laws. We represent such a huge population here in Georgia, like others have said. More people than any other state by far are under correctional control. And so we constitute this class of supposedly morally inferior sub-citizens. We cannot internalize this inferiority. We cannot internalize this powerlessness. As Bell Hooks has said, this acceptance is a form of compliance and complicity. We are powerful, and the leaders who work in this gold dome, they represent us, but they are not accountable to us. And that is morally inferior. We must restore the vote to all people so that we can have a more inclusive and therefore more effective democracy, and so that we can begin to heal the wounds of this state and these laws, because we understand their impact on our communities more than anyone else. So I'm grateful that we're all out here today, and we won't stop until everyone can vote. One person, one vote. What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? Return the vote. When do we want it? Now. Thank you.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, I ain't gonna make y'all say it again this time. Psych. What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
That's right. All right. So our next speaker is none other than someone I did time with a long time ago.
Excuse me.
All right. We now have Miss Cheryl Barbara. Come on, Miss Cheryl. I'm gonna let you tell them about who you are. All right, here you go.
Left side of the cross, Martin Luther.
How y'all doing today? Everybody right? Okay, that's good. I'm a little embarrassed because I have index cards. But I ain't as young as these other folks. So I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it. Because this is too important for me to forget my thoughts. So I got my notes. All right. When I was first asked by Karima to speak, I was very honored and I was humbled at the same time. I was honored that she thought enough of me to come out and to be a part of something as big as this. And I was humbled because I was agonizing over what I should say. You know, sometimes when you get asked to speak at an event, you begin to think that it's about you. You're like, oh, they must think I'm a good speaker. I'm so talented. And, oh, honey. So you start writing and rewriting and writing again because your ego kind of gets in your way. But then I had an epiphany and I realized that this speech is not about me.
7, 6,
The message, the movement is the message.
1.
I realized that all I had to do today was try to speak from my heart. Just like when supporters marched on Washington over 53 years ago, they didn't come there just because Martin Luther King was there. They came there, am I right about it? They came there because they were concerned about basic civil rights that were being denied. They didn't have Martin Luther King's name up on the marquee or on the street sign. They came because they were fighting for basic civil rights. So that's why we came out here today. We didn't know that the weather, what it was going to be like, but we're blessed because it's fairly decent out here. But we came today because we're fighting for basic civil rights that are being denied. Also, the message. We are here today twofold. One thing, we want to get out the vote on tomorrow so that we can keep Georgia blue. And no more taxation without representation. So once again, I am thankful to Karima and this wonderful team for having me out here. You guys may hear a lot of statistics today. You might hear that there are more brown and black people incarcerated in this country than there are in college today. You may hear that our black and brown counterparts are incarcerated at 5 times the rate of our white counterparts. You may hear
See your internet.
there are several juveniles that get higher sentences than our white counterparts. But the number one number that I want you guys to remember today is 266,000 people. That is the number that I want you to take home today. Now let's see. If that was the mega ball or the Powerball, we would all rush out to whatever corner gas station and we would stand in a long, slow-moving line and we would whip out our $2. We would play our favorite numbers, our kids' birthdays, our lucky numbers, our grandmama's birthdays, and we would try to win $266,000. And see, here's the catch. That number is not the mega ball. That is the number of people that are disenfranchised from voting in Georgia. due to a felony conviction. Now, according to Georgia law, and despite returning home and being productive citizens, all the while dealing with discrimination in housing, unemployment, and education, these disenfranchised second-class citizens, government sanctioned, still have to report to a PO, maintain a job, pay fines and restitutions, and taxes. Yeah. Hey, folks. So that's the number I need you to take back. What's the number? What is the number? 266,000 people that are relegated to second-class citizenship, living in a society where judges that sentence them, they're not even allowed to vote for.
Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
Mayors and cities that enact laws in the community that they live, that they have to follow to keep from going back, they can't even vote.
11, 10.
The schools in their district that eliminate much needed programs for their children,
4,
they can't even vote for the school boards.
1.
Supreme Court justices determining what a woman can do with her body, who they can and cannot marry. 266,000 people can't even vote for the people that appoint those Supreme Court judges. Local, state, and federal laws affecting citizens that contribute to an economy and a government where they have been effectively silenced despite paying taxes.
Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
Unfortunately, I've heard many people
Walk signs
say
on the
my
cross.
vote doesn't
Martin
count.
Luther 16,
All politicians are the same.
13.
I don't get involved in
11,
politics. What difference does my vote make?
8,
And on the flip
7,
side,
6,
we'll spend countless
5,
hours
4,
on social media
2,
debating
1.
if the Popeye's chicken sandwich is better than the Chick-fil-A sandwich. And we'll even go stand in long, ridiculous lines, sometimes even lines that get violent. I might need a baby, I don't know. Thanks. Stand in long lines and then debate about it for hours, but won't go vote. Now, once upon a time, and this is not a fairy tale, Medgar Evers was shot down like a dog in front of his family
Martin Luther
because
King
he was
Jr.
trying
Drive.
to get people the right
Walk
to
signs on the
vote.
cross. Martin
People were
Luther
hung that attempted to vote.
14,
There were poll
13,
taxes.
12,
There were
11,
strict local and state
10,
laws that regulated
9,
and restricted the access
7,
to voters' rights.
6,
There were
5,
black codes, and then the
4,
14th Amendment came along and tried to do away with that. And then there was the
1.
Jim Crow South. It's sad and disheartening that 266,000 voters pay taxes in Georgia and cannot vote due to a felony conviction, due to the systematic roadblocks, while others consciously choose not to vote. Here's my proposal for you today. I want you to join in this effort to right this wrong, because our efforts must remain focused on restoring hope,
Martin Luther King
righting
Jr.
wrongs,
Drive.
and
Walk
maintaining
signs on the
basic
cross.
civil rights.
Martin Luther
We have to promote the well-being of
14,
individuals
13,
and reclaim
12,
America.
11,
We have to
10,
restore hope to the
9,
young,
8,
help to the helpless,
6,
maintain the future
5,
for our elderly,
4,
and we have to
3,
include
2,
the excluded.
1.
That is 266,000 disenfranchised voters in the state of Georgia. You know, there's a tradition some of you may know about, some of you may not. And we pour a little bit out, a little something for our homies. I think y'all know what I'm talking about, right? We pour a little something out for our homies. Be a ghost voter for those that cannot vote. Tell your friends, take these numbers back to the community and be a ghost voter. Because right now, if I would just turn my
Martin
back
Luther
on
King
you,
Jr. Drive.
we're not
Walk
communicating.
signs on the
right?
cross. Martin
You probably
Luther
would stop talking to me because you wouldn't want to hear me,
14,
and you wouldn't want to listen, and I wouldn't
12,
want to listen if you turned your
11,
back on me.
10,
We've got to make
9,
sure that our voices are heard, so when those
7,
people come back into that
6,
building, not
5,
in just this
4,
capital, but everyone
3,
in this nation and in D.C.,
1.
that they know that they have to listen to us because they will be held accountable.
All right now. Thank you so much. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up, give it up, give it up. All right. I'm going to try to make this real brief because we ran close on time. We want to make some good trouble, but we don't want to go to jail. artist is Mr. Allah. He is a servant. He is an artist. He's a composer. He's a house college man. That way. And without further ado, because we got to bring it in. Come on, brother, bring us your gift. Give it up.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Peace and blessings, family. How y'all feeling? Man, y'all look too cool, man. We out here, you know what I'm saying, really changing the world. I said, how y'all feeling? If y'all feel like we gonna make a change, can I get a whoop whoop? My name is Vincent Muhammad. I go by Allah's because I belong to God and I appreciate Iman. Y'all make some noise and give it up for Iman Atlanta. This is a phenomenal organization and all of the phenomenal partners that have helped. But the reason why I say y'all look too cool, man, I know, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, it's early and all that, but what we're dealing with no taxation, without representation, is purely justice. Purely justice, and we cannot be sitting back. We standing on Martin Luther King Jr. Senior Boulevard. I mean, like, not Senior, Junior Boulevard. In downtown Atlanta, in his hometown. Now, we know everywhere in the hood is an MLK, and they always teach us about the dream. But they never teach us about why he was assassinated. He was assassinated because he was in these streets doing work. But they can try to put a bullet in one of us, but they cannot put a bullet in the movement. If you dig that, can I get a whoop whoop? So he went to Lyndon Baines Johnson and he said something to him. He said, man, all this good stuff. And, you know, Lyndon Baines looked at him and said, that's all good. And then he said, now make me do it. So with this voting situation, it don't matter who's in that White House. It don't matter how many votes we put in there. If we don't vote, not only with our ballot, but with our actions after it, we never gonna see a change. So this joint right here is called Choosing. Can y'all say Choosing? This piece is about not wanting to do things, but making a decision to make things happen. So it goes like this. A lot of people in the world, some win and some lose. And some people watching movies, other people move. And life ain't about what you want, it's what you choose. And I don't want for nothing, homie, I'm choosing. In the world, some win and some lose. And some people watching movies, other people move. And life ain't about what you want, it's what you choose. And y'all think we right, then y'all gotta say choosing. Decisions determine destinations, along with faith, hard work, and self-determination. Deny the designations that limit your mind's creation. The sterile occupations hindering your resignation. Identify what gives you inner peace and inspiration, which may not be on that degree you get at graduation. It may not be that 9 to 5 to which you drive, catch the bus, bike, or walk to so you can survive. What makes you feel alive like a heartbeat? For me, I feel alive writing for my people on these sheets, so a soul like me can see beyond TV. Speak the key to the chains on our brain, set us free. My flow is Juneteenth like it's 1865. We freed the body, now it's time to free the mind. Don't use it, then you lose it. Don't want it, homie, choose it. And if it's in your way, find the mustard seed and move it. In the world, some winning, some losing. Some people watching movies, other people moving. Life ain't about what you want, it's what you choosing. I don't move for nothing, homie, I'm choosing. In the world, some winning, some losing. Some people watching movies, other people moving. Life ain't about what you want, it's what you choosing. We gonna make this thing happen, so y'all gotta say choosing. Sound like a South Dallas sunset. Studied the flapping bird's wings, a fly subject. My brother talking jet life, I chose to live it, looking down at a sky that they told me was the limit. Okay, that's what I said, now my altitude is double, look up. I'm in the stars, watch my shuttle from the Hubble. But never a celebrity, no fans, I got family. Praise belongs to God, cause conceit causing casualties. How you feeling? Is you chilling or I'm focused? Working hard to make it happen, no hocus pocus. Don't believe in magic, but I do believe in motion. Manifesting my mindset, cause it's more than a notion. My thoughts be seeds that I plant, killing weeds. Run my plots for progression. From nature I learned the lesson. The higher I grow, the deeper my roots. Got to be for me to stand, dropping knowledge like fruit. See, people in the world, some winning, some losing. Some people watching movies, other people moving. Life ain't about what you want, it's what you choosing. Y'all know the words, so y'all gotta say choosing. In the world, some winning, some losing. Some people watching movies, other people moving. Like they about what you want is what you choosing. Y'all know the hooks, so y'all gotta say. I choose to make $1 million with this melody. I choose to grow that million exponentially. I choose to give 10% to charity. I choose to pay myself and help my family. I choose to invest in my community. I choose to work to make a change that we can see. Never choosing failure, always choosing victory. Choosing God, cause without He it will never be. My name is Allah's, man. I appreciate y'all. And we're gonna bring up my sister Karima. Y'all better make some noise for Sister Karima, man. She been running around here, chanting and whatnot. Turn up one time.
grocery store, they stop and they look and they say, is that you? And I'll be like, it's me. It's me. What do we want?
12.
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
All right. So not only is this a no taxation without representation rally, this is also get out to vote rally. If you are registered to vote in the state of Georgia, don't drop the ball. Tomorrow is the big day. Make it happen. Make it happen. All right. So my next guest, I know y'all think I'm about crazy. All right, my next guest, a very, very dear sister to me. Coming to the podium is the founder of VIP Mother's Day Brunch, co-owner of Cosmopolitan Lounge, CEO of Raw World Entertainment. And since we crunch for time, I'm gonna let her finish telling y'all everything about herself. Come on here, girl.
11. 10.
Assalamu alaikum.
7. 6.
Well, thank you first, Karima, for having me. I'm up here to represent the 266,000 people that cannot vote. I was formerly incarcerated. I've had my rights restored since. And when Karima asked me to come, I'm honored. And I'm so happy to see all these beautiful faces out here. This is just the beginning. We have to continue this. So hopefully we can all get together again and do something and keep making it grow, because when you put your energy into something that has something positive, it has no choice but to grow. This is personal about me because I am every mother, I am every sister, I am every aunt. I am the men that are incarcerated, I am the uncles, I am the nephews. I'm representing everybody that has been through what I've been through.
13. 12.
Good afternoon. I'm Vanessa Bahar, formerly known as inmate number 438992. I was arrested at the age of 17 and was sentenced at the age of 19 to serve 6 years at Pulaski State Prison. I was a young girl when I got into trouble and definitely hadn't grasped the concept of consequences. While out on bond, I became pregnant and wound up having to leave my 3-week-old baby boy to go and serve the time that I was sentenced to. Upon entering the system, I obtained my general education diploma within 6 months of being inside. I won poetry competitions. I led kupas for the Islamic community. I choreographed dance routines and was allowed to perform them for an entire compound. I was an actress in plays written by Kimberly Hosey and Gria Lacey, also former inmates. I graduated while inside from Middle Georgia College for Graphic Arts and Design. The point I'm making is, I've never been a bad person, a person that should be considered null and void. I was an AB student in high school, always intelligent, sometimes rebellious, always talented, sometimes stubborn, always ambitious, sometimes distracted, always smart, determined, and passionate, raised by the best, but not always the best reflection. A young lady finding her way and coming into who she was meant to be. I made the best of the time inside by making lifelong friends. I love you, Karima. Becoming a teacher of the general education course and bringing positive vibes to a negative situation. Every day I wanted to go home to my son, and I strived to be a model inmate, hoping for an early release. I was inspired to write this poem to bring awareness of how the system doesn't believe in itself. You're forced to pay taxes without having a voice. All I'm saying is make it make sense. If they really believed in their system, rehabilitated people will have their rights restored upon release. This poem is titled No Taxation Without Representation. They called my name today to pack it up. I'm finally going home. I've waited for this moment for 6 years long. I remember that day I first arrived at Metro State Prison. Feelings of uncertainty. My 3-week-old, I was missing. Got off the bus to officers yelling like they lost their mind. Okay, I learned my lesson, Judge. It's not going to take all that time. Had a long road ahead. Had to pray my way through. You learn a lot about yourself when it's only you. I love when they do mail call and say, Bahar, you have a visit. How did I get caught up in this crazy, corrupt system? How was I going to make it 6 long years? How many nights of quiet, painful tears? Well, here I am, stepping back out into this world. I served my time, the world is mine, I'm Valerie's baby girl. I'm gonna make my mama proud and do the best at being a mom. I'm gonna give it all I've got, work hard and get in the job. Been home for 2 weeks now, filled out 85 applications. When I check yes, I'm a felon, they say the position has been taken. I have to pay for this lag monitor and these probation fees. How am I supposed to pay these things if won't nobody hire me? I thought I paid my debt with all those years away.
Martin Luther King Jr.
But now I'm back in society. They're saying you still have to pay. You cannot work a normal job. No way can you bear arms. Don't even think about voting. If you try, you'll catch a charge. You cannot foster children. You cannot leave the state. You cannot complain about these things. They'll say you're full of hate. I'm not gonna lie. I lied so I could get a job. I checked yes, aced my interview, and asked forgiveness from God. I worked so hard, was always on time, was happy to pay some bills. Background check came back, they fired me. And I'm gonna keep it all the way real. They taxed that money. Excuse me. And I'm gonna keep it all the way real. They taxed a couple of checks I got, but I still didn't have any rights. I became so angry inside because this just wasn't right. I overcame those obstacles and became an entrepreneur ×4. I got my record clear and I got my rights restored. I founded a Mother's Day brunch for the moms of victims of police brutality, including Eric Garner's mom and countless other families. I have a successful tax business and a part owner of one of the largest clubs in the state, in the United States. We feed the needy and help people stay out of trouble by providing a safe entertainment place. I foster children. I own my guns. I vote every chance I get. But it's not just about me. There should be no taxation without representation. The fight isn't over yet. Please make sure you go vote if you have the right to. There are 266,000 Georgians that don't have the same rights as you. I'm Vanessa Bahar. Thank you.
Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Walk sign is on the cross.
Thank you. All right, so we wrapping this up. I have a special guest here today from the Lieutenant Governor's office. Mr. Tyrell Dale, will you please come say a few words before we bring up our last guest?
5, 4.
And I'm gonna let him tell y'all who he is. What do we want? When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return to vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Return to vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
That's right.
Hey, nice to meet y'all. My name's Tyrell Dale, and I don't really have too much. Really, I just wanted to see what you guys kind of had going on. I really support that movement. I support what y'all have going on. I guess personally, I could just kind of tell you my own little story, but I'm also a felon. I've been working in his office for about 2 hours, for about 2 years now. Sorry, same thing. And I mean, it's really just been informative because for me, I use my felony and my record as something that motivates me to kind of continue to do what I've been doing. I'm not really much of a public speaker, but I've always been someone who knew that as long as I kind of did the work and did the research and kind of had that behind me, whatever I kind of wanted to fight for and was passionate about, I'd be able to kind of fight for. So even though, there's not really as many of us where I'm at, but I use that thing that I see out there to kind of motivate me to do what I do. So, thank you guys for what you guys. I hope y'all continue to fight for this. I'll continue to fight for this. If you guys want to reach out to me, y'all can just kind of step over to the side and get in touch with me. But thank you guys.
Thank you. All right.
Walk sign is on the
My
cross.
phone. This is our
Martin
last
Luther.
speaker of the day.
15, 14, 13, 12, 11,
I'm tripping.
10, 9, 8,
Y'all ready?
7,
All right.
6, 5,
Our final
4,
guest of the day
3,
is Miss Bridget Simpson.
1.
She is a survivor of incarceration, activist, motivational speaker, owner of Monarch Money Movement LLC, co-owner of Snatched Up Beauty LLP, and Unapologetic Melanin, and founder of Bridget.com, which is her podcast. She holds a BA in finance, and y'all know we running out of time. We don't want to go to jail, so what I'm gonna do is give her the mic. All right, here we go.
Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. Walk sign is on the cross. Martin Luther. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11,
Okay, so we're going to start off with one of my favorite chants in the entire
6,
planet.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I don't really need a mic, but I'm going to just use it. Okay, y'all repeat after me. Y'all ready? It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
That's how y'all fight for your freedom? Just kind of, sort of? That's how y'all do it? It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love one another and support one another.
We must love chains.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
11.
It is our duty to win.
7.
We must love one another and support one another. We have nothing to lose but our chains. 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 I need y'all to say it like you guys have been chained next to your loved ones who have been chained to the system of mass incarceration. Me, I was chained to it for 10 years. I thought I got to
Martin Luther
escape,
King Jr. trial.
but unfortunately,
Walk signs
there's
on the
no
cross.
escape.
Martin Luther.
My sentence started
15,
after my release.
13.
That is when
12,
my sentence
11,
started.
10.
I served
9,
time for 10 years, and
7,
I served my life sentence
5,
upon release.
4, 3, 2.
We have nothing
1.
to lose but our chains.
Nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
There are so many of us. Unfortunately, I'm not one of them. But if my sister is bound, if my brother is bound, I am bound. I can vote. My rights were restored to vote. I voted in every election. I don't care what the election is about. I
Walk
vote.
sign is on the cross.
Right?
Martin
It
Luther.
doesn't matter if the election is to pick
14,
a street
13,
color, I voted.
12,
Because
11,
when your rights are
10,
stripped away,
9,
you suddenly
8,
realize how
7,
important they
6,
are.
5,
It doesn't matter.
4,
Democrat, Republican,
1.
vote. I'm not encouraging you to go vote for. But it doesn't matter. Exercise your right. When something is snatched away from you, it doesn't matter. Guilty, innocent, halfway innocent, maybe no, did it. 10 years, they give away your life like it's nothing. They give people time like it's penny candy. And you think after you serve that time that you get to move on? Not true.
Martin Luther King Jr.
You
trial.
cannot find a place to
Walk sign
live.
is
You
on the
can't lay
cross.
your head.
Martin Luther.
You cannot find a job.
14,
If you do
13,
find a job,
12,
you'll have to work
11,
5 or 6
10,
menial jobs
9,
to make your
8,
ends meet.
7,
How many of you
6,
guys struggle to make your ends meet?
3,
I know I did. I guess everybody here got it all together. I know. I struggled to have my ends meet. I had a parole officer, a probation officer that wanted to sleep with me. So he prevented me from having my brain out. So I don't know about any of y'all. I know what it feels like to struggle. Today I stand in a position where I'm okay. But if my brother isn't okay, I'm not okay.
Martin
If
Luther
my
King
sister
Jr.
isn't okay,
Walk
I'm
sign
not
on the
okay.
cross.
I'm
Martin
bound
Luther
right next to
16,
her.
15,
So what I'm
14,
standing here for today,
12,
don't tax us
11,
if you can't vote.
10, 9,
Don't tax
8,
us. Why?
7,
Don't
6,
reply. Don't give us any requirements if we have no
3,
right.
2, 1.
Why tax us? Why every year do we have to pay income taxes? We have to pay taxes on our businesses. Hey, serve us. If you register to vote too early, that's a violation of your probation. Half of us don't even think that we can vote. You can vote. We registered over 350 formerly incarcerated people this election cycle to
Martin
vote.
Luther King Jr.
We shouldn't have
trial.
to beg. We
Walk sign
served
is
our
on the
time.
cross.
We're done.
Martin Luther.
It's completed.
15,
So why do you continue to make us chase on a
12,
hamster wheel?
11, 10, 9,
And truthfully, the only difference
7,
between me
6,
and you
5,
is that I got caught, right?
3, 2,
That's the truth.
What?
None of y'all ever did anything, right? There's nobody that walked when the light wasn't the right color. There was nobody that, nobody here. Everybody here is nice and good, right? But I don't know about y'all, but I know that I didn't do what I got accused of, but I sure as hell did some stuff. So maybe if I would have got banged up for what it was that I did, it would have been worse. But I'm here today to let you know that if you know someone that's formerly incarcerated, pay attention to
Martin
their
Luther
story.
King Jr.
You may
Drive.
not want to hear about
Walk sign is on the cross.
but
Martin
listen
Luther.
anyway.
15,
Listen anyway.
14,
You do not
13,
understand that we are
12,
socialized.
11,
We are
10,
socialized
9,
to be
8,
incarcerated.
7,
This is
6,
a system
5,
that requires
4,
people in order
2,
to make money.
1.
You are a dollar. You are a dollar. You are a dollar. I was a dollar. They made so much money and I made none. I worked every day 10 hours. I got paid $0. Nothing. I made no money. So what I'm telling you today is if I made no money in prison and I came out and I'm making money, why do I have to pay you? You didn't pay me. I can't vote. Why should I have to pay
Martin Luther
you?
King Jr.
So,
Drive.
what do we
Walk
want?
sign is on the cross.
When do we want it? Now. What do we want?
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
12,
What do we want?
11,
Return the vote.
When do we want it?
Now.
So
8,
thank you so much, Camilla,
7,
for having me.
6,
And make
5,
sure
4,
you
3,
think about your brother
2,
and your sister's struggle as it's your own. Because if I'm not free, baby, you're not free. I hated to break that to you. But if we're not free, ain't none of us free.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Bridget. Woo-hoo. What do we want? Where do we want it? Where do we want? Where do we want it? Where do we want? Where do we want it? Y'all know I just had a little flashback. If I was in prison making all this noise,
Martin Luther King Jr. Drive.
I want to take a
Walk
minute
sign is on the
to
cross.
give some shout outs
Martin
to fighting the riot.
15,
Street certified,
14,
Southern Center for
13,
Human Resources,
12, 11,
Southern
10,
Poverty Law Center,
9,
the Lieutenant Governor's Office,
7,
the
6,
Muslim Voter Project, Temple
4,
Atlanta, Women
3,
on the Rise,
2, 1.
my school buddy. I see you standing over here. What is the name of the organization? Don't hold it against me. G-Chat. I think I remember. I think I remember the organization. My mind just failed. I apologize. I had to write it down. G-Chat, definitely. I want to thank everybody for coming out on today. I want to remind you that just because the rally is today, the campaign is not over. I want to invite each and every one of you to go online and sign the petition so that people like myself, formerly incarcerated, I keep thinking about the coincidence that there are 266,000 individuals in the state of Georgia that can't vote, and I served 26 years in prison. I'm the perfect advocate, the perfect candidate for this campaign, and I'm not going to drop the ball. And when I can vote, we can all vote. And when I can't vote, and you can vote, I'm going to encourage you on the day to get out there and use your voice as your vote. Use your vote as your voice. Things are changing. And things are changing in the state of Georgia. And I ask each and every one of you on today that because I cannot vote, vote in my honor. Say it with me. Vote in my honor. 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 What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Thank y'all, everybody, for coming out. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. The campaign is on change.org. No taxation without representation. If you receive the bag, you can scan the scan box that's on the flyer, and it will take you straight to the petition where you will be able to sign. And please share. This card right here. Did everybody get a card? I got some extras if you didn't get one. All you gotta do is scan it and it'll open it up so that you can sign the petition. Everybody be safe. And I'm gonna tell y'all Happy New Year, even though it's the 5th day of January. 4th day of January. Y'all be blessed. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All my people getting this picture with me, please.